Right now, the establishment thinks it has 4 big possible bets: Scott Walker, Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, and John Kasich. All of them are trying to raise their profile enough to become the establishment alternative to Trump and Carson. Scott Walker, for instance, tonight is giving a big speech in Las Vegas talking about ways to rein in unions at the national level, the way he has in Wisconsin. All 4 of the establishment candidates, though, are under huge pressure to shine, particularly at the debate on Wednesday. After the first event, Bush and Walker appeared to deflate like a pair of footballs at Gillette Stadium, so both of their sides know Bush and Walker need to step up big time at the debate. Look at what's happened to the Bush and Walker poll numbers since July. Both of them have come way down nationally in that ABC poll. Kasich has gone up a little bit. Rubio's basically stayed static. So, John, at this point, with the big debate on Wednesday, of those 4 establishment candidates, who has the strongest hand, not just in the debate, but beyond, to try to become the establishment alternative?
I think right now the person who has the strongest hand, Mark, is John Kasich by far. And it's not really doesn't really show up in those numbers on a national level that well. Where you have seen Kasich rise is the one place where he's been trying to rise, which is in New Hampshire, where his numbers have improved appreciably. And there is a growing sense, I think, among Republican establishmentarians that Scott Walker has crumbled, that Marco Rubio has never taken off, and that Bush has crumbled to the point now that the only one who has any forward momentum is Kasich, and he could be the optimistic, compassionate conservative, that kind of mainstream conservative that they could rally behind if he continues and to perform well and improves on his last debate performance, which, as you'll recall, was very strong.
I'll tell you why I think Kasich might be the answer over the others is at least he's winning in a state, or doing well in a state, I should say.
Yeah.
There's no way to stop Trump unless you win one of the first 4 states. It's just a reality. And if you look today, where can Walker win? Iowa was his state. He's now down to 10th place.
Yes.
Rubio is casting around for a place to win in the first 4. I've not seen it yet. Bush has some strength, I think more strength than people realize, in South Carolina, in Nevada. But if you don't win the first 2, I'm not sure he'll get there. So Kasich in New Hampshire is the one strength. I will say, I think between Walker, Rubio, and Bush, at least one of them is going to have a second act. Maybe Bush, with his national experience and with the tens of millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. But right now, you've got to say, if you can't beat Trump potentially in one of the first 4, you can't be the establishment candidate.
Right. I think we were going to agree a little bit too much here. I mean, I think obviously Bush's money gives him the ability to last longer than some of these other folks. The money for Walker and Rubio is very tenuous now. It's dried up considerably. Those guys, as one of them collapses in the case of Walker and one of them kind of flatlines in the case of Rubio, not a lot of people ponying up for those two. Kasich still raising money. Bush has a lot of money. If Bush could somehow mount a comeback, he could be in this, but he's going to have to do it pretty soon because he's starting to look like damaged goods to a lot of people who would be his natural constituents in the Republican establishment.
There's still so much vote up for grabs. I mean, you'd think in a normal race, some establishment candidate would be doing well. Right now, Trump is getting some establishment vote.
Yeah.
Carson is getting some establishment vote. Someone's going to have to take that away. I still think, as I said, some of the establishment candidates going to have a second act. Maybe Kasich will continue to grow, but it's not clear to me which of those 4 right now is best positioned.
Cannot wait till Wednesday night to see what happens. All right.